tens of injections and medicines of up to 15,000 rupees per day was given to my mom. Some of my relative got expired in Delhi, and they were in the treatment in some big hospital, and the doctor did not put interest in these tests, in these medicine. And even if you are vaccinated, we are seeing that in Brazil there are so many deaths are happening. So hi friends, this is Gaurav Goyal, and I am today going to tell you my experience with COVID. I was infected with COVID in the first wave last year, and I want to tell you what happened with me, what I learned, and what mistakes I did in that time. I was thinking that I will not get COVID because my food was very clean in comparison to others, and I don't have any comorbidities like diabetes, blood pressure, etc. So I was pretty confident that I will not have any problem with the COVID wave whatsoever, whatever going on. It will not be going to affect me. So in the lockdown period, I was doing my regular running, and on 9th July 2020, I was doing my normal routine 5 kilometer per day morning running, and everything was okay. But after that, I was not able to run. I did not have any symptoms whatsoever, but I thought it was overrunning done by me, and sometimes when you over exercise or do overrunning, then you may have some breathing problem. So my breathing problem was not apparent. It only happens in the night. When I was in the deep sleep, I wake up suddenly, and I think I was unable to breathe, or I forgot to breathe. I thought that I forgot to breathe, and I was unable to understand what is happening with me, and things continuing. For first 5-7 days, I didn't told anybody that this is happening to me, but when I told somebody, my wife, I told her that in night it was difficult to breathe sometimes, and I wake up like this. So she told me to consult a doctor, but I was always in fear of doctors, and I always avoid to go to them because I believe that they won't offer any solution, and they will aggravate the problem with some medicines which I thought I won't need. So I tried to change my diet so that my body can heal, and I shifted to uncooked food for 15th July to 6th August. But my condition did not improve that time, and I could not run. Then eventually on 16th August I caught fever, and I also have some cough. I did not connected it to COVID at that time also, and after 3 days my mom also got fever. She didn't have cough, but she got fever. We waited for 3 days that fever will subside on its own, but it didn't, and the conditions got worse. So we opt for checkup, and we did unauthorized rapid antigen test. We went for it, and my mom got positive, and we all were shocked that now we have to face COVID. and people advised us to go to hospital, but we ignored the advice, and we preferred to isolate ourselves. Me and my mother were in a single room. We got advice from our relative doctor about some medicine, and my mom took these medicines for around 7 days at home. Medicines are some low dose of steroid and antibiotics. After around 7 days, on 28th August 2020, we have to hospitalize our mom because she was unable to breathe properly, or she became unconscious. And the situation is, we did not have any COVID positive report that we can give to the hospital, and then hospital can admit us. So we were COVID positive in vulnerable situation without a positive test report. So we used our links, and we got admission in a private hospital that was for COVID hospital. They considered us, and we took admission, and then they used heavy antibiotics, tens of injections and medicines of up to 15,000 rupees per day was given to my mom, and condition was deteriorating. The x-rays were coming worst to worst. Every day the condition was going worst, and after 5 days, on 1st September 2020, hospital asked us to take discharge because they said there is no treatment we have, we given all medicines we have, and you go anywhere, there is no use. You go to home, or you go to Delhi, or you go to USA. There is no difference, and you better, the only chance they told us, you better arrange oxygen at home and give them home care. So we decided to give home care, and we arranged oxygen. We bought oxygen cylinders, we rented oxygen cylinders and oxygen concentrator. We also purchased a monitor to monitor the oxygen level, and if it goes down around, then it alarms. It was costing around 17,000. After she came home, her condition was very bad. It was bad then when she left for hospital, and it kept on deteriorating. We had a blood test on the arrival. We did a blood test regarding general health checkup, and we were monitoring CRP level closely, and she was tested on 31st August, and she came to us at 1st September. So we have a report of 31st August. Then we tested on 2nd September. The reports went bad and conditions become critical. So on 5th September we decided to withdraw some medicines because doctor gave us medicine for 10 days and condition was not improving. So we decided to actually I decided personally, because no advice was coming from anywhere that you reduce medicine when the conditions are worsening. So I reduced on my own risk some medicine. I withdrawn by 5th of September. I withdrawn all antibiotics, and I put close watch on the fever, because I thought if fever comes again, then there is some infection and then we need antibiotics. We don't need antibiotics if there is no fever. there is no infection. So I withdrawn antibiotics, all antibiotics, and when antibiotics were withdrawn, and we gave coconut water, plenty of coconut water, like 4 or 5 glasses per day. Then after withdrawal of medicine, her condition seemed to be improving, yes, because the heavy doses of antibiotics was making her unable to heal. Her age is 71, and that time it was, that time also it was 71. So she started healing, and we also kept watch on her oxygen level throughout day, throughout night, 24 hours we were monitoring, and if there is any drop of oxygen level, we keep on changing the oxygen level for 3, 5, 6 oxygen liter per hour. So we were giving. So we kept on watching, and we had some typical experience like that. I had in night that I used to have low oxygen levels, and I wake up at night, that I already told you. My mom also get lower oxygen level at night, and my monitor keeps on buzzing in the night, and it goes low and low in the night. So we need to keep watch in the night, and in the unconscious sleep we tend to lose oxygen level. So I this found on my own, and this I never read anything regarding this in any book. We reduce all antibiotics. We introduce a medicine, Cabazole Codini, from Art of Living, and I was reported by people that it is very effective. So we gave 6 tablets per day to her, and I was also taking the same tablet, 2 tablets in 3 times a day. So that medicine also helped us, and that is we were actually taking full kit of immunity kit of Art of Living. So I think that also did help us, and we gave it to everybody. Those who were not affected were also taking that medicine. And the biggest challenge we faced was to withdraw steroid. That was around 40 mg of pediminazole. So I saw a strategy to withdraw steroid on the Google, and reduce it like from 40 to 30, and then 30 to 25, and 25 to 20, and then I reduced it to 2.5 mg per day, and then after 10 I reduced it to like 2.1 mg per day. The strategy suggested, but I reduced it like 2.55 mg per day, and then totally I stopped steroid. And stopping steroid was also key. When I reduced steroid, she was getting normal at every reduction. There was no harm. Maybe it was a good luck to us that everything was working in our favor. So I want to discuss what mistakes we made, and the biggest mistake we made was we did not test it for RT-PCR at any recognized center from the first day. We should have tested, because that time untested patient, if they even have COVID symptoms, they don't get admission anywhere in COVID hospital. This is the first mistake we made. The second mistake we made is we did not arrange the oxygen beforehand, because my mom's situation worsened and we did not have oxygen arrangement, and it is not very easy to arrange oxygen when there is an emergency, so you have to rush to the hospital. So I recommend everybody to make, if you have any if you got corona positive, please make arrangement of oxygen so that if you are treating yourself at home and if any emergency comes, so you should have access to the oxygen. Third mistake we had, that we were eating clean diet and we were thinking that we will not catch COVID, but we did never supplemented vitamin D, and vitamin D supplementation was the key, because those who were high at vitamin D did not caught COVID, and we were low at vitamin D. Other mistake was that we bought a local oximeter and it was not reliable. Its reading is 2, 3, 4 point plus minus. So when situation worsened, the oximeter was showing 93, 94 reading, and my mom become unconscious on that reading 93, 94. So it may be that faulty oximeter that was reading high and the reading was actually very low. And when we purchased monitor for that, professional monitor for that, the reading was different of the monitor and it was lower than the oximeter we bought. So it is a mistake. And then I want to discuss you what I learned from the whole experience. I researched many things on net and many things on Google. I gone through WHO site. WHO says that there are 3 positions of a patient: severe, critical and non-severe. So if the reading of the patient, oxygen level of the patient is lower than 90, then he is severe. If it is above 90, then he is not severe. So that time COVID was widespread with us and in all our relatives and everyone, and after all these consequences, all these incidents, even some of my relatives who were normal and did not have too much infection and their oxygen level was normal and they did not have any requirement of oxygen, their oxygen level did not went down below 95, but they rushed to Delhi for the treatment and they got severe treatment. Means they were non-severe patient, but they got huge steroids, huge antibiotics, and because of that they did not recover well. Their diabetes level permanently went up, their BP medicine permanently shooted up. They did not gained their strength what it was before COVID. So they did not got that strength back. But I was severely affected. I had 2 months cough, regular cough, and pain in ribs all over, and I didn't choose to take any medicine. I took raw diet, I took liquid diet. Some of my acquaintance suggested me liquid diet that time, so I took only juices that time, and I recovered well, and I did not have now any issue. I was running well, I am doing well. Now second thing we learned from it, that prone position is very important in the treatment, in the rehabilitation of a patient. So during treatment of my mom at home, we put them in the prone position. It was very difficult for her to go into the prone position because she is heavy, and it is very difficult for a heavy person to go in the prone position. So we took some strategy, like we used to do yoga pose. So we gave her advice like do Shithalasana. So she used to do Shithalasana, and in Shithalasana it is easy to go in the prone position. So prone position is very important. It increases oxygen level, it decreases the requirement of oxygen, and it increases the speed of recovery. So we used prone position at home. we used coconut water at home, and I want to tell you something, because I am a raw vegan and I have gone through what is going on in the raw food recovery. Why recovery is so fast when we are on the raw food versus cooked food? Because in cooked food the nutrients also get cooked and it becomes useless, lost. And in raw food all nutrients are intact and all vitamins are intact. In cooked food we lose vitamin C instantly and other vitamins too. So when we shifted to raw food, it speeds recovery, because the body needs less time to digest raw food. It needs more time to digest cooked food. And when body needs less time to digest raw food, it has more time for recovery. It has more time to make antibodies. It has more time to heal. And when we go for cooked food, we go for dairy, it has less time for recovery. It has to spend time on digestion. It cannot spend time on recovery, because you are giving him cooked food. So please avoid cooked food. If you go in this circumstances, one thing we also need to check, that we should check antibody level, because if we check antibody level and during the rehabilitation, during treatment, we know that our antibodies are developed against COVID. So we know that our body now can take care of COVID virus. We need not to worry. We need to worry about other things now. So some patients, some doctors do not put focus on the COVID antibody test. Some of my relative got expired in Delhi, and they were in the treatment in some big hospital, and the doctor did not put interest in these tests, in these medicine, in coconut water, and they used to say that coconut water will make diabetes high, make sugar level high, but they are only useless things, I think, because coconut water is very effective. It will never make your sugar level high. So please drink more and more coconut water. Take vitamin D, take Kabasur Kudinir. One thing more important I want to tell you, that in rehabilitation, pranayam is very important. Spirometer is very important. When you suck air from spirometer, it improves your lungs. Pranayam improves your lung. So never ignore this thing. Keep breathing, keep on air exercise, do some pranayam, and go in the fresh air, do some exertion, because exertion also opens up the lungs. We used to take our mom during rehabilitation period to the 3rd floor, so it makes her exert and opens her lung. So please keep moving and think rationally. I want all of you to survive second wave and use as much precaution as you can. You can avoid social gathering, and don't think that if you are vaccinated you are okay, and the virus can mutate. And even if you are vaccinated, we are seeing that in Brazil there are so many deaths are happening and virus is spreading at a very fast pace. So don't rely on this thing that it is easy, and if you are vaccinated nothing will happen to you. The immune system, I suggest you that immune system is main. You must improve your immune system. You must get rid of all other diseases to fight COVID. COVID is not going anywhere. We have to fight with it, with COVID. So be prepared, be ready to fight. Thank you.